Going to bars and clubs to get the cat is a losing method. And especially if you have an L friend group that loses you aura points, it's all downhill from there, brother. You're gonna be a 30-year-old virgin. What you should be doing is looking for a job there. Not only to get your bread up because you're probably a broke biatch, but it is just a more sturdier and firm, solid method of getting the cat. How do I know this will work? Well, let me tell you how I know. I worked at a bar for over 2.5 years / restaurant. It was kind of both. I worked as a barback, which is essentially helping the bartenders out, and as a server, which obviously you all know what the fuck that is. First few weeks I was there, I realized that the women to man ratio is heavily skewed. What does that mean? There are about 10 women for every 1 man. And let me tell you, for you virgins out there, this is a huge step. Huge. A lot of you virgins have the same problem, which is that you're not having enough interactions with women in general. So you go to these clubs, these bars, going, oh, I'm gonna flirt, and you've never even talking to a woman. Let's even scratch that. You haven't even talking to your father. Okay, I didn't mean to fucking be rude. I'm sorry. Let me just withdraw real quick. The working method forces you, literally forces you to interact with the opposite sex. No matter what, you're just going to be around them. Eventually, you're going to come around and talk to them. And here's the great thing about this bar method. These opportunities kind of magically fall onto your lap. Not literally the cat. I'm saying just talking to women in general. It is so magical that, in fact, maybe they start up a conversation with you, the virgin. I know, shocking. Let's talk about the actual clientele, the women who actually work in these restaurants, bars, clubs. I would say they're usually more talkative, they're usually more outgoing, and dare I say, even more seductive. More on that later. Due to the way the clientele is at these restaurants, these coworkers are giving you magical opportunities to bounce on it. Sometimes they're bouncing at the bit. Now, I know you virgins probably already busted like 20 nuts, but let's slow our roll down for a second. This does not mean that every woman is dripping at the fucking sight of you. You gotta realize, even though the women to man ratio is heavily skewed toward women, there are other men. There is a little bit of competition here. And also, women are human beings. You always have to remember that. This is not some kind of robot interaction. Oh, okay, he's a 8.8 out of the Chad fucking meter. Let me go suck his meat. You know what I mean? That's not how it works. Unlike dating apps where it's extremely robotic and you don't really have any human interaction unless you get lucky enough to go on a date, you are in person with these people. And in the modern era, that's a big deal to be able to see, feel, and well, maybe not feel yet, at least see the flesh. And as social creatures, you, the virgin, finally being able to socialize with the opposite sex is huge, and it allows you to have the potential to mate with one of them. And although they may not all be dripping over you, in fact, some of them might hit your guts, not talk to you, be very rude to you, maybe slap you around a bit, not in a good way, it only takes a few. Again, the women to man ratio is skewed, so you have more opportunities to succeed. It is possible. And I think what really makes restaurants kind of this good method for virgins to, get the cat is the type of women you're dealing with, like I said. You go to like an Office or Amazon or some other bulljive, but the reality is those are not talkative jobs, meaning they're not interactive jobs, personalized jobs. For example, I work at Amazon. I, say, hello, how you doing? When I drop off the package, I go. That's not a very personable, talkative skill type of job. Whereas serving bartenders literally have to socialize to some extent. Now, if it's like a club or something, I'm not gonna lie to you, they could be very bland because most of the time they're not really talking to people. But bars specifically usually incline their bartenders or, servers in general, whatever, to interact with customers. It's more personable. And that's good for you because they can be personable with you, opening you up, letting them see your good side, and then allowing the cracking potentially happening. And obviously, cracking happens in other workforces too. Sure, getting a job is probably just a solid method to get coochie or the cat, whatever. But like I said, unless you're going to maybe a sales job or some kind of talkative, interactive kind of workforce, it's not going to go pretty well. Another big thing, you have to kind of be there a lot around. You have to be around these people a lot. If it's just some girl that's kind of there sometimes or whatever, she's never really going to get a feel for you. You're kind of screwed. However, if you're working like fucking the whole weekend with her and you're working 8-hour shifts, you're going to have a lot more time to lay down the wood. You understand? And the more and more time, the more and more time you become Mr. Rizzler, right? The more you're able to be yourself, be more comfortable. And being yourself and comfortable around people leads people to you every single time and invites the coochie. I promise you, no matter what your personality is, even if you want to say, I just have some weirdo loser personality, there are going to be weirdo losers who are going to flock to you too, buddy. I'm letting you know. Now, there's kind of two things we should address here, okay? Number one, should you be going to work at a restaurant specifically for coochie, for the cat? I would say potentially, yeah, it could be potentially good. And number two, are these long-term partners? I would lean on the side of more no on that. But let's address number one first. Number one, should you be going to work with these people for the cat? I don't know if you realize this, but men are kind of in a cat drought. More women are paired up than men. It's just kind of how it is. I want to make a longer discussion form video on this because I think it's super nuanced and kind of needs a lot of attention, but I'll kind of sum this up. Since we live in this modern society where men don't go to war, men aren't dying as frequently, and you know, we live to like freaking 80 years old, all this blah, 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 right? Essentially, there's just an overpopulation of men on top of dating apps, whatever, sure, but there's just an overpopulation of men, and there's just not enough women to supply that. And then women on top of that are going to older men, okay? This is a whole kind of complex thing. I forgot the YouTuber who brought this up. He is actually, pretty smart freaking analyzation. Okay, I'll mention him right here. Anyway, men are in a drought, and this is causing them to do very irrational things, not focus on actual goals, actual things. Instead, getting the cat is their one and only goal, and getting some kind of partner is their only goal, and blah, blah, blah. And these men have never even experienced a cat or even experienced a relationship. So I'm begging men to go out there, try different methods to get the cat so you can go focus on your dreams. Because let me tell you, I have known this personally. I was obsessed with the cat. I was obsessed with relationships. And if I didn't have the experience that I now do have, I would still be out there chasing the cat, chasing that relationship high, which is horrible. The only way to get over this is to experience the cat, is to experience a relationship. And if you are not experiencing those things, you will never get over it because it is the mystery pot of gold. The mystery, okay, POV, I'm gonna put a cat emoji here. Oh man, what's in the cat? What's in the pussy? Let's see, it's gotta feel so good. Oh, relationship, they love me. Then after like 20 years of like fucking searching because, you know, they're stuck inside playing fucking CSGO all day, they finally open up the kitty, they're like, oh, they realize, I've been chasing mid cat around. Maybe I should have been pursuing my dreams so I could get an actual viable partner. And because the methods of getting the cat are getting slimmer and slimmer, men aren't experiencing this. This is holding up their life. We have a very short amount of time on this life. Experience those things so you get to the bigger picture of shit. Don't waste your time on dumb shit. I would love just to tell you, don't focus on the women. Listen, you know, you'll find a partner eventually. You find the right one, blah, blah, blah. You motherfuckers aren't going to listen to that. You don't fucking care. You are listening to your monkey brain. Oh, goo, gaga, pussy. That's bullshit. But you're just going to listen to it anyway, no matter what the fuck I say. So, what do we do instead? I recommend a different method. I give you a method that will actually work. These other fucking gurus who tell you, okay, bro, get your money up and go outside and get to the pussy, go to Miami, you know, flex it on their big BBLs and blah, blah, blah. That's bullshit. That shit ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna slide. Shit's patch. That's for fucking millionaires, bozo. And this is not anything against women. This is not their fault that this is the situation we're in, but this is the situation we're in. Keep in mind, I'm not advocating to be disrespectful to women or any of that dumb bullshit. Be respectful to women. Just get some cat. I mean, for Christ's sake. Let's jump into point number 2 that I mentioned, if you remember. Are these women good for dating long term? And as you can recall, my answer was, I would say hell no, honestly. And how would I know this? Well, I had the experience of being in a relationship with one of these women. I want to make a further dissection of this kind of later on a video. Kind of a hard, ball to unravel, but we'll get to it eventually. And I want to say, for transparency, I did not stick it in any holes. I'm not a liar, okay? However, let's just say, I mean, if we're doing it, this is super technical and I'm not getting the details here. Let's say I was quote unquote eating, and let's say I was quote unquote dry. H word, quote unquote. That's all. I'll use your brain for imagination, okay? That's all I'm gonna say on that matter. However, I had a lot of other different opportunities potentially because of all that experience. Some that I did pass up on. And a lot of the times, you know, it was a swing and a miss. That's how it kind of goes. However, the scenario I was in a relationship. That was the quote-unquote eating scenario. And, you know, it kind of made me realize the type of people we're dealing with here. You know, a lot of people who are working in these bars kind of do this their whole life. They're kind of drunks. They're kind of drug addicts. They're kind of have fucked up lives. They're trying their best, but this is all they know, basically. It's kind of sad. I wouldn't recommend doing anything long-term with these people. It's a bummer. Maybe, you know, you get lucky and you find that one. You find the perfect fucking diamond in the shit, you know? But it's really not worth it. It's kind of like searching in like a bunch of drug dealers would be like, you know, okay, get a partner here. It's not really ideal. I mean, it's literally a bar. They're drinking. They're doing all types of unholy shit. I'm all for unholy shit. I'm just saying, for a stable relationship, these people aren't stable. You're going to be mentally miserable. You're staying up all hours of the night. You're drinking. You're doing this, that, and the third. You're worrying if they're cheating on you. It's just really unhealthy. I'm going to be honest. That being said, you can still get the cat. You can still experience this. You can learn that, oh shit, these women are not for me. Let's go chase the dreams where the women will be fine, more crappier. Or the crops are fine, or whatever the fuck, right? This is crucially important, and I promise you this is crucially important. Just don't have all your eggs in the basket, okay? Try not to, at least. It's a hard ask. I know the men are just fucking thirsty at the bit. You know, obviously, they're literally fucking they're not drowning. They're dying of fucking droughts, of thirst. I get it. But you have to try to have some kind of level-mindedness. At least just even a tiny bit. Just even a tiny bit. That's all I'm asking. Please. And honestly, it's okay just to crack and get some experience in that and know what the fuck it feels like and be a human. It's okay. It's okay. Camera died and overheated, so I don't know where I left off. I'm going to start here. If you are using the chopped excuse, I don't want to hear it. You're not getting this virgin pass because you're chopped. I'm screwed. My mug is like a 4-point. Like, we don't care about that. I'm keeping it a buck. But that doesn't mean you're screwed, because there also are very nice chopped ladies that work at bars as well. Or you could get lucky and snag a dime. That's how it happens in the IRL real world. I would highly recommend bars over clubs or even restaurants, honestly, because in my experience, the management is low key and it's not too interfering with what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? You can kind of goof off, get your reps, and do whatever you got to do. Whereas clubs, it's loud all the time, whatever. Like I said, they're not as sociable. And also restaurants are just more hardcore, to the wall type of thing and more professional, the whole 9 yards, right? And whatever job you're doing for the restaurant, for the bar, right? Let's say you're a bar back, you probably have better odds of, you know, linking with a bartender. Or if you're a server, you know, it'd be server. If you're back of house, which is the kitchen, you know, you're probably mingling with the kitchen people. You get what I'm saying? It's kind of who the group or kind of niche you're with, right? Now, there's exceptions to the rule. I'm just saying kind of the basic kind of niches of it. It's kind of like school, like the little kids get together in their pause. It's like high school where all the kids get into their little groups and they kind of mingle and jingle, whatever. Also, back of house is full of dudes, so they're also kind of comp. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, this is gonna vary restaurant to restaurant. I've seen a restaurant where it's like all women or younger people or whatever. Again, all bars, restaurants, clubs, they're all different, but kind of the main gist or kind of the main niche of each one is relatively the same. And again, I would not recommend dating these people, rather just kind of sleeping around, having fun, getting some experience. This is another big tip I didn't mention. Once you get the cat, I would bounce the frick out of these frickin' bars ASAP Rocky style. As I have mentioned, the clientele there is kind of low-key, kind of loserish vibes. We got a lot of drinking, we got a lot of partying, we got a lot of not doing shit with our lives, right? And the more you're kind of in that culture, the more you're going to become that. It just is what it is. So I would recommend bouncing as soon as possible. Now, I know it's going to be alluring because you're going to get all these big tips sometimes. Some places are kind of shitty, so maybe that'd be an incentive to leave. But a lot of the times, you'll get a lot of these big tips and like, oh, like this is the best place I could go. Like I could go work at McDonald's and get blah, blah, blah. But here I'm getting like $1,000, whatever the fucking case is, okay? I don't care. It's at the end of the day, it's still a wagey job that's just basically carried by the fact that people tip in America. Okay. Oh, by the way, Europeans, I guess this doesn't apply to you. Sorry. It probably does. There's still like young kids probably working at bars and shit in Europe, whatever. But yeah, it's kind of a false ceiling because it seems like, oh, the ceiling's so high, I get so much amount of this money if I do this, this, and this. In reality, those circumstances never really pan out, and that rarely happens, and you rarely get that money, you know? I also feel like restaurants are scams, which is another thing, because front of house gets compensated with the tips, and the owners really don't have to pay that, so they only have to pay back a house, and you could pay them like minimum wage or whatever, get away with a lot of shit, and the owners kind of eat up all the profits and can get away with a lot more shit because of that. You know, obviously, again, Europe doesn't have that, but what this kind of leads to, too, is I feel like is kind of a lack of caring about you, and you're just kind of the next young person to wander in here. We'll go get another dumb young person to wander in here, another drunk or whatever, right? You know, you're there every day, you think this is the best you could do, you think this is the best coochie you'll ever get. In reality, that's just a false fucking narrative because you've just been there a lot and you can get a lot better, honestly. So the conclusion of this and what we can really gain from this video is essentially going to bars can definitely help your cat game, improving your socialization with women, then improving, honestly, getting a socialization with a woman at the bar, getting the cat. Then you could take that outside of the bar, meet other people, get the cat from that's not in the bar, and move on with your life and get the fuck out of the bars once you accomplish the goal. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Kind of a crazy script, but I'm feeling a little goofy and out of this world. I'm going to big California for 2 weeks, so we need a banger video while I am gone to carry the bills. I say I need more viewers. Please watch this. Also, if you haven't, please check out the Patreon. I'm thinking of making a Discord community, be kind of fire. It's like a $5 buy-in. I'm not gonna front with you. You also get early access views. You get fucking early access views. You get early access videos as well. And maybe we have a little Discord community on there. We start doing some ish. You know what I'm saying? We outside. You know what I mean? So yeah, appreciate y'all. Hope this helped you, virgins. Love you. Peace and love.